Hey folks, I have your home prices and insights for the City of Toronto for week ending November the 10th. Before I get into the numbers, let me tell you a quick story that happened to us in our real estate business over the last couple of days. I'm working with these buyer clients, and on a Thursday, we saw online a property that they would love. We knew they would love the property. They knew they would love the property after I emailed it to them. The earliest I could book a showing because of my client's schedule was on Saturday though. So Thursday we see the property online, we book a showing for Saturday. But when I went online to book the showing, and I'm using an online booking system, I could see all the time slots that are already booked for showings. So there was lots of showings booked. So again, Thursday we booked showing for Saturday. Well, it's Friday afternoon, and I receive an email saying there's 3 bully offers on this property. Can you imagine? Now, offers were originally scheduled for the following Wednesday, but it's like Friday afternoon before the first weekend of showings, there's already 3 bully offers. Now, it's very discouraging, let's be honest. Most buyers, most realtors would be discouraged there thinking, oh boy, 1 bully offer is one thing, but 3? Well, I tell my clients, listen, there's 3 offers. We're not going to have a lot of time to decide after we see it. We kind of got to, decide quickly if we're going to jump in on the bandwagon and try to buy this or leave it alone. So I figured, let me try to get the showing a little bit sooner on Saturday. So I go again to the online booking system. And what was previously a whole bunch of time slots already booked for showings a lot of them were now open, which kind of leads me to believe that other realtors that had showings booked for this property have now canceled. And I can kind of see the conversation already. A realtor sees that there's 3 bully offers already. It's like, oh man. And they call their buyer clients and say, there's 3 bully offers already. Do you still want to see it? That's the problem with the market we're in. So many realtors and their buyer clients are getting discouraged. They've been beat up so many times in losing to offers that they're discouraged when they're having to compete. But that's the reality. That's the reality of this market that we're in. Well, to make a long story short, we saw the property. Before we saw it though, we were prepared. We did a quick analysis of all the units that have sold in that building, the price per square foot, the features of the condo we're seeing versus the other ones that are sold. So we had a pretty good idea of value. All we had to do was go see it to kind of verify if what we saw in the MLS was the way the unit looked. My clients loved it. We put in the offer and we ended up winning. We bought it at a very fair price. Even though there's 3 bully offers, we bought the unit at a very fair price. The moral of the story is, don't give up. Don't be discouraged. Expect to compete and be prepared. Now in my next video, I'm going to talk about the strategy that actually went into having the winning bid and why we did what we did. I'll explain that in the next video. If you're liking this content, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you're reminded when these videos come up. Share the video with other people you know that would also be interested in this kind of content. And if you want to talk to me anything at all related to real estate, we've made it really simple. In the description to this video below, there's a link to my calendar. Just click on that, book a time that's convenient for you, and I'll be able to chat with you about whatever's on your mind related to real estate. Let's get into this week's numbers. Welcome back. We recently did a show on blind bidding. Everybody's talking about blind bidding. It was for the federal election, it was part of the campaigns. Well, we did a whole show, our thoughts of blind bidding. Check it out. The link might be somewhere here on the screen. Let's get into the numbers for the City of Toronto for week ending November 10th. I have Toronto, just detached properties, and let me say just the city of Toronto. So there's no Mississauga, there's no York region, there's no Peel, and it's just the city of Toronto. We sold 208 detached properties. 56 of those were at $2 million or more, so about a quarter of all sales were at $2 million or more. An average sold price went up a little bit over the previous weeks, sitting at $1,811,000 for the average detached property sold in the city of Toronto. Sales, or average sold price, has been going up. It's pretty clear. Sales, although they've been somewhat consistent for September and October, looks like they are trending down a little bit, which is kind of what we expect heading into the winter months. But our price is going to stay this high. They coming down, they going up. I think they're probably going to stay where they are, if not get a little bit higher, but we'll talk about that as we get to months of inventory. The current average sold price of $1,811,000 is 28% higher than what it was last year at the same time, the same week ending. Last year, though, we sold 28 properties for this week at $2 million or more. This week we sold 56, double. So, you expect average sold price to be higher. I don't want you to think, oh, it's higher because we're higher because so many more properties are selling at $2 million or more. Average sold price, those properties that are 1.8, 1.9 are now over $2 million. If I'm going quickly here, just pause the screen, take your time, and look at the numbers. So here's the sales earlier in the year, or at least through the summer. The blue is last year's, the orange is this year's sales. Last year we were selling way more, but at this time we're pretty even to what we were selling last year at this time, and 69% of the current sales that we did this week were at list price or more. Listings have been coming down. We listed 292, although it's a little bit higher than what it was last week, or the previous week, sorry. Listings are starting to trend down a little bit. We'd like to see more listings, but it's also, as we head into winter, we are expecting less activity. Less activity, though, does not mean lower prices. And months of inventory is now sitting at 0.8, and it's kind of stuck at 0.8. This is where it's been for a while. Average days on market is 13. 0.8, it's an extreme seller's market. So this is why I think prices are going to stay where they are. And don't shoot the messenger. I'm just kind of reading the tea leaves here, so to speak, and I'm expecting prices to kind of stay where they are, if not get a little bit higher. Looking at semis, months of inventory sitting at 0.5. 77% of semis sold at list price or more. Very competitive market, and average sold price shot way up. For this week, there were quite a few semis selling in the luxury side of things, so it brought average sold prices up. Townhouses, average sold price, months of inventory sitting at 0.6. Average sold price is a little bit higher than 1.2 million, and 67% of all towns sold at list price or more. I've got a few slides here just dealing with the luxury market. So behind me are properties that are minimum sold for $3 million or more. So anything lower than $3 million won't make it on this chart, and this is for the city of Toronto and York region combined. Now, average sold price, although it looks like average sold price has been going up, the reality is when you put a cutoff of $3 million or more, it kind of skews the average sold price, as most sales, no matter what, are going to be between, say, 3 and 5 million. And average sold price going up and down is really indicative of the 8, 9, 10, 15 million dollar properties that are selling out there. So use average sold price as a guide, but sales is what really interests me. And we can see here that we sold 33 last week for week ending November 10th at $3 million or more. But over the fall, we've been into the 40s, and that's kind of some of the best weeks that we've had all year. Sales in the luxury market are pretty high. Compared to last year, you're going to see it fluctuate back and forth. There's not a lot of sales, and therefore the $10 and $50 million properties really have a big play on what the average sold price is. But when you look at, say, sales, the blue are last year's sales. Earlier in the year, we were selling less than what we were selling last year. In the fall right now, especially for October, we're way outpacing what we sold last year at this time. But 27%, which is kind of low, are selling at list price or more. So obviously it's a whole different world in the $3 million plus market. Listings are we're listing more than what we listed last year at this time. So there's a lot more luxury listings coming up. Months of inventory, look at this. In the summer, we were sitting in a high balance and a buyer's market. You haven't heard buyer's market come out of my mouth in a long, you've probably never heard it come out since I've been doing these videos. But right now we're sitting at 3.9, right at the border of a balanced market. Balanced market is between 4 months and 6 months of inventory, but we're sitting at 3.9. Average days on market is sitting at 32. This is the luxury market, a whole different world. And shortly, in the next few days, I'm going to be putting out a video, the opposite of the luxury market, more of a first-time buyer's market. So it's a good opportunity maybe to subscribe so you're reminded when that video comes up. We're going to talk about first-time buyers, what you can expect, not expect, how to prepare to buy in this market if you're a first-time home buyer. Condos now. We sold 398 condos. One of the better weeks that we've had in a long time, definitely going back throughout the course of the summer. So sales are quite good in the condo market. 43 of those were at $1 million or more. Average sold price is up, sitting at $758,000 for the average condo sold in the city of Toronto. 758 is almost a record. 767 is a record, so we're right on the border of breaking another record in condos. That price is 16% higher than last year's average sold price. 53 of those condos sold at list price or more, and we are currently selling more than what we were selling last year at this time. Listings are down. I wish there'd be more listings, but listings are down. We listed 582 condos, and months of inventory is sitting at 1.1 months of inventory. Extremely low. I don't expect condo prices to come down. I expect condo prices to go up. And when we see overall all the different months of inventory that are out there, except if we isolate the luxury market at 3 million or more, that's very much balanced, or buyer's market. Overall, the rest of the market, an extreme seller's market. Prices I expect over the course of the winter to stay or to go up. My name is Santo Sessa with Remax Premier. Have a great day.